Good morning. It is just after 5 a.m. and the engines are warming up. Motor Yacht Avalon, Motor Yacht Dreamer, the U.S. Coast Guard work vessel, and Andromeda have made arrangements to pass through the Coffeeville lock at 5:30 a.m. We have a long day ahead, our longest run yet, about 118 nautical miles, and we will go through our last lock until we get back into the upper East Coast rivers and the Erie Canal.
We have mixed emotions this morning as we're leaving the Midwest rivers and making our way to Mobile Bay and to Fairhope, Alabama by tonight. We're really looking forward to the next phase of this adventure. Palm trees, dolphins, saltwater air, a whole new set of backdrops and landscapes to frame each trip and to wake up to each new morning.
This is our last lock on the Midwest River system. It's our last lock till the Erie Canal and that area of New York, so we're looking forward to it. And the locking, we learned a lot quickly, and we're kind of glad that this is the last one. A little bit bittersweet that this part's behind us, but also looking forward to the next adventure. So here we go. We have impacted a submerged object. The boat jerked backwards and threw itself to port. We have regained control of the vessel and are assessing the damage. I was in the lower cockpit at the time. Kathy was at the helm. Oil pressure, temperature, and voltage all appear to be normal and holding at this time. We can operate the starboard engine and transmission with no real issues. However, the max RPMs on the starboard engine stop abruptly at 1750. Typically, this engine can get up to 2360 RPMs under normal conditions. The port engine is running and will throttle up, but only to about 670 RPMs. At 680 RPMs and above, the port engine and running gear shake violently. We can make way at about 11 knots with the starboard engine at 1750 and the port engine at 670, using the rudders to correct the course. We are a long way from anything now. This is probably the most desolate stretch of the river system. We will need all 11 knots for the next 8 hours plus to make Fairhope by dark. This will be an intense, anxious 8 hours. Minutes drag on. Every new sound or smell from the engine room paralyzes us with anxiety.
We have life jackets and safety gear at the ready. We have deployed the emergency bilge pump kit in the port rudder well. There is a small amount of water coming in at the port rudder shaft. The emergency bilge pump is pumping the water into the aft bilge, and then the aft bilge pumps it overboard. At this point, it is a manageable amount of water coming in.
This was already a long day. Now the minutes creep by. I'm trying not to look at my watch. What feels like hours that pass are only a few minutes. We are both on pins and needles, hoping the engines continue to run, hoping we don't take on more water, and hoping we make it by dark. There is no calm, there is no peace, just the highly anxious, painstakingly slow passing of time and river. We sit in silence, thankful for every mile we make. We have made it to Mobile Bay, and all systems still appear to be stable. Mobile Bay was always an iconic benchmark for me as I imagined our great loop. Living all those years on Lake Michigan and finally taking our own boat all the way down the river system to the ocean is a dream come true. This is not how I imagined it would be. Life never is. But here we are. We have made it this far, and Andromeda continues to fight on. I made the call just past the I-90 bridge, entering Mobile Bay on the VHF. Securite, securite, all vessels in the Mobile Bay main channel. We are a 48-foot pleasure craft, taking on water and down to one engine. We will not be slowing down. I apologize for the wake. Several captains chimed in with "Get her home, son," and "Keep her coming," the mariners' bond. The U.S. Coast Guard immediately contacted us and set us up with a tracking app for my cell phone. They began making 15 to 30-minute checks on us via the app. We are now 10 miles from the Fairhope Yacht Club. We are navigating south through the Mobile Bay Channel and will need to head east towards Fairhope. There are select openings to exit the channel between the spoils areas where they dump sand and debris when they dredge the channel. It is raining and getting dark, and now our front wiper has stopped working. As soon as we make our turn to the east and clear the spoils areas, we encounter our first crab pots. To add to the difficulty, our autopilot is not working. We cannot see land ahead, just a rainy, gray cloud bank. Kathy is watching intensely for crab pots, and I am searching for the shore and watching the compass. So close to safe harbor, and yet still on pins and needles.
Dreamer has moved ahead through Mobile Bay and is now tied up at Fairhope Yacht Club. He wanted to get his vessel and the crew secure, scope out the harbor and docking situation, and get ready to catch us at the dock. We have no idea what kind of performance we can expect while docking.
We are safely tied up at Fairhope Yacht Club. Andromeda's transmissions and thruster worked normally and docking went well. Dreamer's crew was on the dock to grab the lines and welcome us after a long and scary day. My initial assessment is that whatever we struck hit the port rudder and port prop. I'm sure we have a bent port prop, and I can see that the port rudder shaft is bent forward. which also ripped the brass rudder arm out of its mount on the fiberglass stringer. I can also see a crack in the port rudder stuffing box where the water is coming in. The water is coming in very little, it's a hairline crack, and we're able to manage it with a pump. We have made our way up to the bar and are greeted by the kind and welcoming members of the Fairhope Yacht Club. We are beginning to calm down a bit now, and it helps to be able to share stories of our intense stay with empathetic fellow boaters. They have given us a few suggestions on boatyards in the area, and first thing tomorrow morning, we will get on the phone and make plans to have Andromeda hauled out, assessed, and repaired. Hopefully it will be an easy fix and we can be underway again soon.